You will never build a legacy without belief. They will tell you to work harder. They will tell you to wake up earlier, to push longer, to grind until your bones break under the weight of effort. But listen carefully. Work without belief is like building a castle in the sand. Every strike of the hammer, every brick you lay, it crumbles without conviction behind it. You cannot build a legacy, not a real one. Without belief so fierce, it burns a hole through doubt itself. This world is not kind to the dreamer. It waits, patient and cold, to test you, to demand proof, to ask, do you really believe enough to pay the price? Look around. The great monuments of human achievement were never built by those who merely worked. They were built by those who believed when no one else did. Thomas Edison, after 1,000 failures, didn't keep working because he liked the sound of shattering glass or burning filaments. He kept working because he knew, not hoped, he knew there was a way. Belief was the oxygen in his blood. Belief was the fire in his mind that refused to die. Andrew Carnegie, the son of a poor weaver, could have accepted his place among the broken and forgotten, but he believed he was meant for more, and he bent steel and fortune to his will. He believed when he had no reason to. He believed when the world scoffed at him. Listen to me carefully. If you are building anything right now, a career, a dream, a destiny, without the unyielding foundation of belief, you are planting seeds in barren soil, because the storms will come. They always come. Failure will come. Rejection will come. Loss, heartbreak, betrayal, they are not accidents. They are the tests of belief. And belief, real belief, is not a whisper in good times. It is a roar in the darkness. It is a vow to yourself that you will not fold. You will not fade. You will not run when the night gets cold and lonely. Belief is the sword you carry when you have no armor. It is the bridge you cross when you cannot see the other side. It is the single force that makes the impossible possible. You must understand this at a cellular level. You are not competing against others. You are not measured against their timeline, their bank account, their applause. You are measured against yourself, against your own faith, against your own ability to see the unseen. The battle is within. It always has been. There is no luck. There is no savior. There is only you and the size of your belief. And belief, real, soul-deep belief, is not passive. It is active. It is aggressive. It wakes you up before the world stirs. It drives your feet forward when your legs tremble. It pulls words from your mouth when you would rather stay silent. It turns every wound into a scar that shines, not one that shames. The man who believes wins, not always today, not always tomorrow, but he wins because he refuses to be conquered, because every loss is just a lesson. Every no is just a louder yes, waiting for him to hear it. Do you understand the difference between the man who dies with regret and the man who dies with triumph? It is not talent. It is not connections. It is not privilege. It is belief. Belief that he mattered, that his mission mattered, that his life was more than survival. Clarity is born from belief. When you believe, you do not wander. You do not waste years chasing empty pleasures or fleeting approval. You move with certainty. You move with destiny stitched into your very skin. Think of Walt Disney. Laughed at, dismissed, bankrupt, yet he built a kingdom because he believed in the power of imagination when the world had none left. Think of Abraham Lincoln. Mocked, defeated, broken, yet he preserved a nation because he believed that freedom was worth every ounce of pain. Do not tell me you want success if you do not believe you deserve it. Do not tell me you want to leave a mark if you do not believe you are capable of something greater than yourself. Because belief is not a wish. It is a decision. It is a declaration. It is the cornerstone of every empire that has ever stood against time. You must decide here and now. Who do you believe you are? Not the title you wear at work, not the name they whisper about behind your back, not the face you show to the crowd. Who do you believe you are when everything else is stripped away? Because that belief, that raw, naked belief, will either elevate you or bury you. It will make the difference between a life of quiet desperation and a life that echoes through generations. The world does not move for those who hesitate. It does not slow down to explain itself to the uncertain. It rewards the bold. It crowns the ones who dare to believe so deeply that even reality bends under their will. Understand this: belief is the architect, action is the builder, discipline is the stone. If belief is weak, every action collapses. If belief is strong, even the smallest action plants the seeds of an empire. You must train your mind to serve your belief, not your fear. Every thought is a tool. Sharpen it or let it rust. You cannot afford the luxury of self-doubt. You cannot afford the casual poison of hesitation. Because every second you waste questioning yourself, you give momentum to the ones who don't. There will always be people who tell you to be realistic, to be practical, to keep your head down and stay within the lines drawn for you. But history does not remember the practical. It remembers the men and women who believed in the invisible and had the audacity to make it visible. It remembers the Wright brothers, dreaming of flight while others mocked the skies. It remembers Helen Keller, deaf and blind, yet believing in the infinite possibilities of a mind that refused to surrender. It remembers Ford, laughed at for envisioning an automobile for the common man, not just the elite. They were not born with guarantees. They were not born with certainty. They created certainty every single day through belief, through discipline, through relentless forward motion. And so must you. You will be tired. You will be alone at times. You will be misunderstood, doubted, underestimated by others and by yourself. But remember this: belief does not ask for permission. Belief does not beg for validation. Belief simply moves. Move forward even when the road disappears. Move forward even when the noise grows louder than the voice within you. Because if you listen closely, buried beneath the noise of fear, beneath the static of failure, there is stillness. And within that stillness, there is truth. And the truth is this: you are capable of more than you have dared to imagine. But capability alone is nothing without conviction. Potential is nothing without persistence. Talent is nothing without trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the vision stitched into the fabric of your soul. You will be tempted to water down your dreams to fit the smallness of those around you. Don't you dare. You will be tempted to quit when progress moves slower than pride allows. Don't you dare. You will be tempted to believe the lies of comfort, the easy seduction of mediocrity. Don't you dare. Because every empire, every legacy, every revolution began as a whisper of belief inside a mind that refused to stay small. And inside you, yes, you, there is a whisper too. A whisper that says you are more. A whisper that says you were not born merely to exist and expire. That whisper must become a roar. You must declare war on every doubt that creeps into your mind. You must become a soldier for your vision, a soldier armed not with weapons, but with relentless belief. There is no greater power on earth than the man or woman who has decided, I will not be denied, I will not be defeated, I will build this life, or I will die trying. This is not about arrogance. This is about alignment, aligning your every thought, every breath, every heartbeat with the destiny that calls you. The moment you align with belief, the impossible shrinks. The obstacles become stepping stones. The setbacks become sacred training grounds. Because belief transforms how you see the battlefield. You no longer ask, is this hard? You ask, is this necessary? You no longer ask, is this fair? You ask, is this worth it? You no longer seek the path of least resistance. You seek the path of greatest reward, no matter how steep the climb. And when you fall, because you will, belief picks you up. Not luck, not applause. Belief. Belief says, this is the price you pay for greatness. Rise. Belief says, You have not come this far to only come this far. Rise. Belief says, it matters. You matter. Keep building. Do not measure your progress by what you see with your eyes. Measure it by what you know in your heart, the invisible work, the days when no one claps, the nights when no one sees, the moments when quitting seems merciful. That is where legacies are carved. And no legacy is ever built by a man waiting for conditions to be perfect. There is no perfect day. There is only today. Today is the only tool you will ever truly own. Today is your battlefield. Today is your canvas. Today is your proof. You say you want greatness? Then prove it. Prove it when it's raining. Prove it when you're tired. Prove it when you failed and failed again. Prove it in silence. Prove it in darkness. Prove it until belief becomes such a natural part of you that not even fear recognizes your face anymore. Because once belief fuses into your identity, you are unstoppable. Not invincible. No one is invincible, but unstoppable. You will not be immune to pain. You will not be immune to loss. You will not be immune to failure, but you will be immune to surrender. And that is the power that builds dynasties. That is the power that writes names into history. That is the power that echoes long after your voice has fallen silent. The world you want already exists in potential. It waits for nothing but your belief to breathe it into life. Will you build? Will you bleed for it? Will you become the architect of your own destiny? Or will you crumble under the weight of doubt? Another forgotten soul who almost believed, almost tried, almost mattered. You were not born to live and die in the shallow waters of existence. You were built for deep oceans. You were built for towering mountains. You were built for storms, not to be consumed by them, but to become the storm. But you cannot become what you were meant to be without vision. Vision is the blueprint belief needs to build. Vision is what gives your sacrifice meaning. Vision is what keeps you walking when the horizon disappears. Without vision, you will drift. You will wander from opportunity to opportunity, chasing distractions dressed as dreams. You will mistake activity for progress. You will confuse busy hands with a busy soul. But when you have vision, true vision, everything sharpens. The noise fades. The path emerges. The greats were never confused about what they were building. Carnegie saw an empire of steel before he ever touched a rail. Disney saw a kingdom of imagination before a single brick was laid. Lincoln saw a united people while the country was still shattering at the seams. They moved with the patience of builders and the urgency of believers. They understood that legacy is not built by accident. It is forged deliberately, stone by stone, day by day, by men and women who refuse to be defined by circumstance. You must live by vision, not by circumstance. Circumstance is a mirror. It only reflects what was. Vision is a window. It reveals what can be. Every morning before the world grabs hold of you, before doubt tries to plant its seeds, stand in front of your vision. See it so clearly that it burns into your bones. See the life you want. See the person you must become to earn it. See the impact you will leave on every life you touch. And once you see it, once you truly see it, move. Not with the timid steps of the uncertain, but with the roaring stride of the relentless. Move like your destiny depends on it, because it does. And when action meets vision, when belief fuels discipline, the world bends. Obstacles lose their teeth. Failures become fuel. Every setback becomes a sharpening stone, forging a version of you that is unbreakable. But action without purpose is wasted energy. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters, relentlessly, obsessively, until the gap between where you are and where you belong disappears. That is the secret no one tells you. You do not climb to the top by doing 1,000 things. You climb by doing a handful of things over and over, with ruthless excellence, until the world has no choice but to notice. You do not win by sprinting until you're tired. You win by moving forward, 1 inch at a time, when your lungs scream and your legs shake and every part of you says stop. because every inch you take, when most would quit, is another brick in your legacy. Understand, discipline is the bridge between vision and reality. It is not talent that wins. It is not luck. It is discipline, the unseen, unglamorous grind that carries the dreamer to the throne. Discipline when no one is watching. Discipline when the crowd is gone. Discipline when applause turns into silence. It is in those moments that the future is written, because champions are not crowned in the arena. They are crowned in the lonely hours when no one else is willing to pay the price. You cannot build a legacy you are too lazy to fight for. You cannot build a destiny you are too distracted to protect. Every time you say later, you plant the seeds of regret. Every time you say now, you plant the seeds of greatness. The future belongs to the disciplined. The legacy belongs to the obsessed. And obsession is not a dirty word. Obsession is love on fire. Obsession is belief set ablaze. The men and women who changed the world were not lukewarm. They were not balanced. They were not reasonable. They were consumed by a purpose so deep that no amount of failure could drown it. Consumed by a vision so clear that no amount of noise could blur it. Consumed by a belief so powerful that even death could not silence it. Do not apologize for being consumed. Do not water down your fire to comfort the fearful. Do not shrink your soul to fit small-minded rooms. You are not here to make everyone comfortable. You are here to build something eternal. And if that means walking alone for a season, walk alone. If that means being misunderstood for a lifetime, accept it. If that means carrying the weight of your vision when everyone else lets go, carry it. Because you are not just living for yourself. You are living for the ones who will come after you. You are living for the ones who need your example. You are living for the story that will be told long after your body is dust and your name echoes in the halls of time. Your life is your message. Your discipline is your signature. Your belief is your monument. So choose today to live as if it matters, because it does. Choose today to fight as if your dream is worth bleeding for, because it is.